Secretary General felt this was the best way to really create political momentum, to reignite political momentum, to help the negotiators in Peru, in Lima, this December, and for Paris in 2015 to really reach an agreement on a global treaty. And I think it's exactly what we've seen today. The amount of energy we've seen, not only from heads of states and governments, but from the private sector, from the NGOs. It really represents what the UN is, which is a large tent that brings people together. The Secretary General takes the first words of the Charter of the UN, "We the peoples," very seriously. And he understands that the people have an opinion, they have something to say. He wanted to be with them, to march with them, to send the message to political leaders everywhere that action on climate change is needed, and it's needed now. Really, again, I'm looking at the commitments from major corporations, from the banking sector, from civil society. And, these organizations, when they make commitments, they do it for their own reasons, of profit making, which is completely legitimate. But they understand that unless they almost take the lead in investing in green energy, in green investments, in climate smart agriculture, no one is going to do it, and it's going to hurt their business if there is no action. So I think what we have here are real powerful signals to governments to say, get your act together and agree on a deal by Paris in 2015.
The combination of the public sector and the private sector is getting both stronger. It's also becoming clearer for both sides that they need to work together. I don't know, but I have this feeling that when history books are going to be written in 10, 20 years about this, then we'll get into the history books, either because we did nothing or because we had the courage to do something. So companies can't solve this on their own. Companies need the help of governments, of the people, to actually mobilize the resources that is necessary to do this. I think the exciting thing and the encouraging thing here is that technologies are actually getting ready. I mean, there's so many technologies within energy efficiency. What we do as a company in renewables, technologies are getting ready. So it's no longer a technology issue. Technology is actually there. It's the political will and the courage in companies to actually do it.
Well, I think that various forms of organizations do different things. So I think government serves a purpose in setting policy, setting plans, and really working to reduce the emissions that are going on around the world. We, on the other hand, are looking at it from a different perspective. We're looking at it as how can we fix the damage that's already been done? And the way to do that is by replacing fossil fuels with solar panels. And we've been successful in generating over 240 million kilowatt hours of electricity to date and growing very strong. I think that the time for talking is over. The time for action is here. And it's about bringing power to the people who need it the most, reducing the emissions that are destroying our environment, and ensuring that we have a brighter future for the generations to come. And we're playing a very big part in that, and it makes us proud to really be engaged in doing something good, not just for a profit, but also good for the environment and good for the people who truly deserve power.
There's never been a better time than now to take ambitious action against climate change. That said, we have a long way to go. I had a chance to be a lead author of the UN Climate Change Report, or the IPCC Fifth Assessment Report. And some of the findings there, they're really concerning. We have a business as usual scenario, which means that if the leaders of the world don't find ways to ambitiously change our world's energy systems to low carbon, we could be looking at plus 5 degrees at the end of this century. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty, but that could be a really unsafe operating space for humankind. What we need to do is stay stable, and that's going to require very ambitious action. Like the Secretary General said today, all hands on deck. We need everything. Pull out all the stops. And I think that's what today is really about.